Hey y'all, Zach McDonald with Real Property Associates. It is the month of November. It's getting a little cold here. We actually had our first snow. We're actually standing outside of one of my listings. It's coming on the market next week in the Maple Leaf neighborhood. We are walking distance to the new light rail station that's going to be operational in the next couple years. So super cool. This house is great. I suspect that it's going to sell quickly and over the asking price. And as we talk in this video, you'll see not every house is doing that right now, but I think this house particularly will still be one of those houses. So let's dive into some of the stats here. I wrote down for the month of October, so coming into November, Seattle's median sales price was $720,000. That was as of today, the 4th of November. That's 18% over last October. City of Shoreline is up almost 30%, and that was at $559. Edmonds, $553 median sales price, up about 11% over last year, the same time. And then Linwood, $467, and that's up 16.6% over last year at the same time. And something that's interesting, and I was talking with a coworker about this, over the last 12 months, so just the average appreciation over the last 12 months, 13% in the city of Seattle, 20% in the city of Shoreline, 14% in the city of Edmonds, and then 11% in the city of Linwood. So we're seeing that we have some of these months, we have these larger spikes in median sales price, but the 12-month average is quite substantial if you were to have bought a house at the same time last year. Percentage over list price, we're still seeing about 3% to 4% over in Seattle and Shoreline, and Edmonds and Linwood keep staying around 1% to 2% over. And again, that's the average. So the hot homes are selling for more, and the not hot homes, the homes that are sitting on the market a little longer, as we'll talk about in a sec, those are selling for sometimes at the asking price or just below, maybe a 1 or 2 price reductions this time of year, specifically in the suburbs. Supply is still around a month, and the days on market, I want to shift. Normally I talk about the median days on market because, well, it's a pretty telling stat typically, and we still are 8 to 10 days on the market in Seattle and the suburbs surrounding it. But I want to talk about the average days on market this month, because this time of year, sellers, and I have had a few listings recently in the suburbs, not specifically in the city of Seattle, that have taken a little bit longer to sell. And one we're still working to get under contract. And the feeling is, man, it's been 3 weeks. We're still on the market. And I want to speak to sellers here and just let them know that typically the month of October is a slight decline in the average, or a slight increase, in the days on market. And it quickly escalates in November, December, and January, and even into February. So we're going to see over the next few months a dramatic decrease in inventory and an increase also in the time on market. So there's still homes that are going to sell very quickly with multiple offers, more specifically in Seattle. I think my listing right here is going to be one of them based on location and all the other factors about the house. But there are going to be houses that are going to be on the market for 30, 40, even 50 days. You might even see a couple months in places. And to sellers, I don't want you to be discouraged. I just want you to know that's something that we are entering into this time of the year. So the message for buyers, this is a great time to buy. If you're thinking, man, I want to buy a house in the next 4 to 5 months, do it right now. You're going to have less competition with other buyers. There's just less people looking to buy a house, and there's also less homes for sale. People are thinking about the holidays. We've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. coming up. So if you're a buyer and you're thinking, I want to make a move here soon, I would do it right now before prices start to increase again. And these median sales prices we talked about aren't the peak prices from the springtime. And once we hit February, March again, like last year, we're going to see those prices start to go up very quickly again. And that's where you're going to see the bulk of that 10 to 15%. It happens in that period of time. So if you're a buyer, now's the time. Sellers, some of you are going to need to sell, whether it's the perfect timing or not. And there are some pluses to selling now, specifically if you're going to be a buyer, so you're going to buy a new house with less competition. There's a trade-off, right? But you can buy and take advantage of less competition, and then also sell with less interest. So there's 2 sides to that same coin. But But sellers, there's also less listing competition, meaning there's less houses on the market competing with yours. So if you're one of the ones that maybe hasn't sold as quickly as you'd like it to, you'll notice there's going to be even less houses for sale over the coming months, so your house is going to be even more attractive to whatever buyers are out there in the market. So sellers, it's definitely possible to sell right now. You just have to be a little bit more patient. And buyers, now's the time to act. If you have questions, I'd love to be a resource for you. And until next time, bye for now.